Are you a landlord tired of dealing with your HOA? Welcome to Action HOA. I'm Dave. I'm going to walk you through how to identify some ambiguous terms with your CCNRs, how to address those concerns, and how to ultimately correct them. I'm going to give you a real live situation of an individual who's dealing with some stuff in Florida, actual laws, actual issues, and it has to do with what we like to call as the trash Nazi. The trash Nazi follows people around. As soon as your trash gets picked up, he goes right behind them and he writes you a citation within 15 to 20 minutes saying that you should have removed your trash can, even if you're at work or you're at school, you're not at home, you got a dental issue. So if you know any trash Nazis, I mean, tag them on this and let them know that we're here to change some things. We're going to start off on the dashboard. This is pretty much where all this information goes down. The Academy right here, LLMs, how they're working, large language models, and how we use this to interpret specific things. If you want to know how the microwave works, this talks about all the parts. If you want to just start cooking stuff, you jump into My Documents. So down here, My Documents, where you upload your CCNRs, your restrictions and covenants. We're going to go straight into AI tools. This is where we can actually start to resolve stuff. So I've got those HOA docs. I'm going to upload them right here where it says create thread. We click on that. It's like pulling on a thread on a sweater. You're just going to start kind of unraveling it. We contextualize that thread. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this in my city and my location just for context so you can see how it works. It applies all the situations differently depending on where you're at. So this is Virginia right here, 23322. Let's go down to the files. We're going to do our CC. Actually, let's do this. We're going to select all of them. And we're going to take out Greencastle because that's a different one, not relevant. And because it's a trash can, generally it's some people call that board abuse, but sometimes it's not even the board, it's a management company. So you got to be careful with identifying these. There's general contextualization where you can ask any questions, but you have to be more nuanced on how you ask that question, which direction you go to it. Mobilization of neighbors. So if you need to like rally a plan, we've got these main topics in here. So rules and fines, probably what this falls under. Okay. We're going to hit save changes. And now it's contextualizing. What it's doing is it's saying, hey, we're in Chesapeake, Virginia at this zip code. It's removing every other city on earth, every other podcast, every other blog, every other Facebook, any other zoning ordinance. It has only to do with one thing. So it's like putting blinders on a racehorse and it's getting ready to run right in the direction you need it to and not like run around all these distracting things. Now that we have the CCNRs in there, well, under the selected files, what happens is it takes those selected files and it looks particularly at them and how they apply to these other laws and your certain set of circumstances. So we're not here to give you legal advice. We're here to be your Sherpa and show you how to climb that mountain yourself. So let's jump right into it. So under the current CCNR, so with a trash can, you want to figure out what the problem is, right? So under the current CCR, when do I have to return my trash can to my house? So it'll probably bring up some provisions, maybe cite it, but this helps you find it. And this particular one is about 63 pages, the CCNRs are. Specifically section 10, so I already found it that fast. Instead of reading 63 pages, you got it right here. Specifically section 1010 regarding trash garbage, residents are allowed to place their garbage cans at the curb after 5 p.m. on the day before. So the evening before at 5, you get home from work, put your trash out. They must then remove the trash containers on the same day after collection. Now look at that, right? Now, that's poorly written is what that means. So the reason is it must then be removed. They must then remove the trash containers on the same day after collection. Now, this is a real provision in a real community, in a real city. And somebody reads that and says, okay, the day it's collected, which is today, they must remove their trash container. They must return them back to their house as soon as the trash is gone. So that's why this person is going following around people and writing them up because they're interpreting that. It's ambiguous. It's poorly written. Okay. For owners with garages and driveways, the trash facilities must be stored out of sight after the collection. So behind the fence or in the garage. Okay. So if you go to work and this particular person interprets this regulation this way, you get written up, you get cited, you have to fight the citation. It takes time. It's a pain in the butt. The easiest way to fix these things is to identify the problem, right? This particular ambiguous term. Then we're going to dissect it. We're going to find a better way to draft it. And we're going to use AI to cross-reference it to all these other HOAs all throughout America and find better ways that it's written that are less ambiguous, less contentious, and easier to follow. So there's more harmony and less issues within your HOA. So can you build me a chart that compares the ambiguities of this provision with less ambiguous. You don't have to be able to spell examples, right? Hopefully not. Hopefully ambiguous, whatever it is. To address the request effectively, let's create a comparison chart that outlines the ambiguities found in the provision regarding garbage can replacement and storage alongside. So it breaks it down. Timing of the provision, removal timing, storage location, definition of out of sight and exceptions. All these things are things that can be interpreted from different lenses. And the AI is looking at it from a million different lenses to identify the most common ones, because as a society, we define things by what as a group we define as something, right? So everybody calls this a pumpkin because we all agree it's orange, it's round, it's a pumpkin. But if you show it to a kid and you say, hey, I have an orange thing in my hand, they might call it an orange. So what this does is it helps us figure out that as a society, we all call this pumpkin a pumpkin, okay? So right here, this is the issue, the timing for the placement. That's not the concerns for us that we've run into, at least for this particular person. Trash cans must be placed on the curb between 6 and 8, right? It gives you a spectrum, like a window of opportunity versus before or after, right? On the day before collection, that's another ambiguous thing. So a less ambiguous example is trash cans must be placed on the curb between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. the evening before collection. That's a little bit too precise for that. So, and that's also not the issue. Removal timing. This is the issue. Must be removed on the same day after collection. Okay. Some person might think the same day is up to midnight on the same day. Other people might think that it needs to be removed as soon as the trash is removed. It might have to go back, and that's the ambiguities. So a less ambiguous definition is trash cans must be removed from the curb no later than 10 p.m. on collection day. That's a much clearer thing to do because you draw the line at 10 o'clock. That's the reasonableness. If somebody works till 10, let's say you're a nurse and you work till 2 in the morning, but your trash isn't picked up at 1. This might not be appropriate to you, or maybe unrealistic for you to attain. So the goal is to come up with an ambiguous term that's less restrictive, but still holds people accountable, so the trash cans aren't just on the street all week long. So what we might do is we might like this provision right here. So we're going to save this action plan right here, and it goes over here to our action plans. You click on that, you can come right back into it. So we're going to go to a thread right here, go back to the thread, scroll down, and we're going to ask it some more questions. So this is the explanation of the chart. So now that we have a better solution, how do I show my HOA that they should change the trash pickup to a better explanation? Trash pickup provision to a clearer definition. So what it's going to do now is going to look at your bylaws. It's going to look at the process. It's going to break it down. Here's research and gather evidence, document your proposal, suggest a suitable edit, right? We've already gotten that part done. This whole out of sight about the ambiguous stuff. So we have a suitable edit up where they should change that one provision to another. So let's just one check on this list, right? Research and gather evidence. We've kind of already done that. Document your proposal. All right, well, here might be some better evidence system that's going to build, right? Draft me a questionnaire that allows members of my HOA to vote on whether the trash pickup provision currently ambiguous or unclear. Keep with simple words, right? All right, so here's a questionnaire. Do you currently reside in the community? Yes. Are you aware of the current trash pickup? On a scale of 1 to 5, how clear is the current trash pickup provision? What specific aspects do you find ambiguous? Timing or timing of removal? Have you ever encountered difficulties? Yes. So what happens is you build a team of people together that goes in and says, hey, this is unreasonable for our community. And then draft a proposal summary to present to the HOA board to change the trash provision to a less ambiguous, or keep with it, one that ends at a second, less ambiguous one. Let's just see what happens. You can always go in and change the number. If it says 10 o'clock and you want it to 11:30 or midnight, you can just do that. Midnight gets confusing because some people say 11:59. So current provisions. So it drafts it. This is in your action plans. You can screenshot it. You can print it. You can copy and paste it. You can email it to them. You can go in here and change everything. But that's how it works. That stays in the action plans. If you got any other questions or any other concerns, here's the strategy sessions. You can click on the community hub if you want to talk to other people that are dealing with these things. We've got other community assets. If you do need to rally the troops and get other people to mobilize with you, we have yard signs. You can just pretty much download the file. It doesn't cost anything. If you want to get a print, we can give you a discount to a print service. And then grow with us. If you like what you see and you want to help us out, we're aggregating to try and find the world's best HOA documents to make self-governing cool again. So thanks for joining us. I'm Dave. I hope that you found this valuable, and I look forward to seeing you in those strategy sessions.